What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Ben, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. In the last episode, we arrived at the Forest Haven to find out that Makar is somewhere trapped inside the Forbidden Woods. But before we go and rescue him, real quick, I want to take a detour and visit that little tiny island right behind us. So, let's change the wind direction because we can't sail over that island. No, instead we have to use our Deku Leaf and glide. And if the wind is not in our favor, well, we're just going to end up in the water and probably die from that. So I think southeast is the right way. Yep, there we go. That'll do it. And now all we gotta do is jump and fly. Now it's worth noting that the symbol that appears under Link when he's using the Deku Leaf is very similar to the symbol that appeared under Link when you would use the Tingle Tuner on the GameCube version of this game. Since that isn't in this game, I guess they just moved that symbol to signify where you would land when you're using the Deku Leaf. Anyways, inside this treasure chest we have a treasure chart. Fantastic. Now we're in a bit of a pickle because the only way back to the mainland from this island is to, well, swim. I don't think we can make our way back into that updraft, so I'm just going to make my way to the mainland, go all the way back up to that platform where we were, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so we finally made it back up here. Now what you want to do is change the wind direction to face that little island to our left. We can't fly directly to the Forbidden Woods just yet because, well, we don't have enough magic and it's way too far away, and because we glide, we wouldn't be able to make it there even if we had enough magic. But we can get to this little island just fine. Don't worry about getting caught in the whirlwind on the way there. You don't need to use that updraft until you leave this island going to the Forbidden Woods. Now, what kind of stinks for us is, due to the position of that whirlwind, we're probably not going to be able to jump in it. Yeah, we have to jump like right now to get to it, and that whirlwind is deceivingly far away. Like, you might jump off and think you'd be able to hit it, but trust me, it takes a few seconds after you jump off to glide into it. So, yeah, see, if I had gone to jump in it right here, I wouldn't have been fast enough to glide into that whirlwind and reach the Forbidden Woods. I mean, I tried to change the wind direction as fast as I could to hopefully get it, but I kind of knew we were going to miss this one. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to wait for this whirlwind to go all the way around the island. Basically, when it reaches the, I guess 12 o'clock position, or when it reaches north on your compass of this island, is when you want to start jumping. Like right now, we should be able to make it. Hopefully. Alright, I had to steer into that one a little bit, so that was a little too early, but doesn't matter. At least we got caught in the whirlwind. We should be able to land on the entrance to the Forbidden Woods just fine. And sweet. There we go. And we avoided all those stupid pea-hats too. I hate those guys. Anyways, here we are, guys. The Forbidden Woods. This is a 4-floor dungeon with 1 basement floor, so it's 5 in total technically. There's only one small key you have to worry about in this entire dungeon, so even though it's a lot bigger, there's a lot less things to collect. Right off the bat, there's a treasure chest right in the first room in front of you. Let me just go and get rid of all these stupid, annoying green shoes. Slightly different than the red shoes that we've seen before, but they attack the exact same way. Nothing too special about them. As you can imagine, they do drop green chew jellies, which again, if you bring to the potion shop on Windfall Island, you can get turned into a potion. I believe you need to bring 30 of those, and they will get turned into a magic potion, which, well, restores your magic meter. Right in the first chest, though, we got ourselves the first generic temple item, the dungeon map. Isn't that just fantastic? Now, I'm not going to really worry too much about collecting chew jellies for the potions, because I might not make them. What's more important, though, is this door. You'll notice as I go far away, the plant sort of opens back up to a vulnerable state. So we've got to find some way to actually kill the plant without getting close to it. You know what, screw this. I'm just going to ignore these stupid shoes. So what you want to do is actually grab this giant, I'm going to call this a Deku Nut because it makes sense, but I honestly don't know the official name. But you just want to chuck it at this door and it'll kill the plant guarding it. Get used to doing that a lot because that is a major gimmick in this dungeon. Now these little plants right here, we've seen them before inside the Forest Haven. If you hop inside them, they do restore your magic a little bit, so if you're a little bit low, you can just keep going in and out of them to restore your magic meter. But in this dungeon, we're going to be hopping from bulb to bulb using our Deku Leaf and, you know, gliding upwards and stuff like that. It's actually pretty dang cool. in this room right here, there's actually a treasure chart and a knight's crest. We're not going to get them right now. We're actually going to come back for them a lot later on in the dungeon after we pick up the dungeon item. Now what you want to do here is pick up this bomb, bring it over to this door, put it down, and roll away. That way, you violently explode that plant, because explosions are the best way to kill agriculture, I guess. Now, I know the Forbidden Woods might not be the most exciting dungeon in this game, but I do like the way they make you use your items, especially since they give you the Deku Leaf before this dungeon. It's basically like you're getting 2 items in one temple, because you use the Deku Leaf a lot to, like, well, as you just saw, move these turbines. That way we can control this trolley, or just solve a bunch of different puzzles. You can also use the Deku Leaf to stun enemies, like these P-hats right here. Oh, by the way, you can also use your grappling hook on the P-hats, and you can get a golden feather that way, so you might consider doing that before you kill them. But yeah, the Deku Leaf, like, makes these enemies so incredibly easy. In fact, you can actually use the Deku Leaf to stun the Boko Babas, like we saw in the front of the forest haven before you go inside. I don't think I showed that off because we didn't have the Deku Leaf at the time, but yeah, you just blow wind at them and check it out. They become a harmless little flower that you can then cut down violently with your sword. Oh, it's so incredibly violent. I love it. Alright, now let's start making our way up through this room. Actually, I believe there is a treasure chest inside the hollow of this tree, so can I make it inside? Oh, good job, Link. Now, I don't think there's anything too important in here. Yeah, it's just 20 rupees. It's there if you want it, though. There are a lot of chests like that throughout these dungeons that just contain rupees. Now, for the most part, if I have to go out of my way to get them, I probably won't bother doing that. But if they're along the way, I might as well pick them up. We got another locked door over here, so we need another Deku Nut, and there is a wind turbine, so gee, I wonder what's going to be on the other side of this dungeon room. You know, what's funny about these trolleys is, like, in my original LP, and a lot of the time when I played this game as a kid, I used to think that you had to blow the turbine again with the Deku Leaf to get it to move the other way. But you can actually just shoot it directly behind you, and that works a lot better. So, I was just really dumb as a kid. Make sure you don't blow the Deku Nut off this trolley, because it is affected by the wind that your Deku Leaf blows. And gosh dang it, can I just throw the freaking nut straight, for crying out loud? Are you serious? Come on. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. There we go. Nope, it was freaking close. Are you kidding me? I really wasn't even that close to it. Finally. You want to be quick when doing that too, because after a while those nuts will disintegrate. Now right here, like I said, nuts are affected by wind, so just blow that one and ta-da! You can avoid the devious trap that was set up for your demise. That wasn't that devious at all. And see, that one was easy. First try for that freaking door. Alright, so here we are in pretty much the central room of this dungeon. Like I said, a lot of dungeons in Wind Waker have a room like this, and this is no exception. And just like in Dragon Roost Cavern, this room right here exists across multiple floors. So I believe this one takes you from the 4th floor to basement 1, I want to say, which is the very bottom of this dungeon, of course. But we really don't want to access any other floor but the one that we're on right now. As you can see over here, there is a locked door, so we need a small key, the only small key in this entire dungeon. But before we go and collect that, let's get ourselves some rupees. Now, there's only one other door that we can go through, and it's right over there. And as you can see, there's a plant guarding it, so let's bring this Deku Nut over there. You can sort of see the cracks appearing on it as we carry it over there, and that's the sort of timer for how long it has until it degrades. Oh, now in this room right here, there's some enemies that I really, really dislike. It's these guys. They like latch onto you, and they sort of slow you down. The only way to get them off is by roll attacking or doing a spin attack. And I believe if you get too many on you, you can't even roll attack. So spin attacking is the most effective way to get them off you. Now I've got a little maze in here with these giant spiky plants that go up. So what I like to do is sort of cut the grass and make myself a path. That way I know where I've been. I know what's safe to travel along. It's a little trick that I've been doing since I sort of started playing this game. Alright, inside this chest, however, we have the 2nd generic temple item, which of course is the Dungeon Compass. Now, we're not done in this area just yet. We want to grab this bomb and sort of go all the way to the edge, but don't hit these spikes. Instead, we want to throw the bomb over and blow up that wood. Did we do it? Yes, we did. Alright, sweet. And now we want to make our way over there. So, we'll just use my conveniently grass-cut guide. And I'm pretty sure I remember the puzzle, or at least the layout of this little maze in here. But I'm going to go ahead and, like, cut the grass anyways, just in case we have to come back through here. So I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, that's not the right way. I think they always make you go, like, the longest way in a maze like this. Isn't that, like, the thing in video games? Like, they do a lot. Like, instead of having, like, the simplest path, they always make it the longest one. Alright. So inside this chest, we have a small key. So it is required that we go over here. I thought this was something optional for whatever reason, but there we go. I believe there is nothing special in these pots. There might be a fairy or something. I think this pot over here actually just contains hearts in case you get injured a lot in this room, but we didn't really have a problem with that. Still nice to be at full health, though. Let's just glide over to the front and get out of here. There's nothing else in this room, I believe. Since we got the compass, though, we now know that there is a treasure chest in this room. It's actually in this short little gap that we just, like, jumped across before. Unfortunately, we gotta deal with all these stupid guys again, so I'm just gonna try and, like, kill all these guys off. Freaking, never mind. Inside the chest is 10 rupees. Not even that big of a deal. I didn't really mean to open that up. Right, get out of here, green shoes. I didn't even know you were in this room before. I must like rolled past them like immediately. Anyways, now that entire ordeal is out of the way, let's just leave this room ASAP, man. I do not want to deal with any of these shoes. I just want to take my small key and go. Now, before we actually open up that locked door, let's head off to the right and head up here because there is something very, very important. It might not look like much because there's just a pile of leaves up here, but if we blow that away, check it out. There's the Midway Teleportation Pod. And you know what that means? I'm going to call it an episode. So, if you enjoy this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But, once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.